Welcome to Beat Sessions, episode 2, presented by ProjectGenerationD.com. I'm your host, Nobody Famous, and in this episode I'm going to be covering the basics of laying down drums over sample beats. For the sake of this demonstration, I went ahead and pre-chopped the sample. This is a preview of what the sequence chops sound like. Now for my drums, I do one or two things. I use battery, or I'll chop up a sample from either vinyl or construction kit and I will lay it out across my pads or across my keyboard. Here's an example of some of the drums that I chopped up. Once I figure out what I want to play over the samples, I'll go ahead and arm my recording track, setting my metronome so I can stay on beat, and I'll lay down the drums over the sample. Now what you're looking at here is Live's piano roll. Now each one of these small red boxes is actually a drum sound that I programmed in to Ableton Live using my MPD 18. After my drums are sequenced to the piano roll, I'll quantize lightly, and then I go to Ableton Live's Groove Pool to select a template. Me personally, I usually use the SP1200 or the MPC template, but there are also several other templates that you can use to get the desired feel that you want for your own productions. Now what we have here is a sample from a song. What I did is I took a part that had just the shakers going, and I looped that specific part, and then I added it to my own instrumental. Now what we have here are my crashes. You can actually do this one of two ways. You can either add a crash to your drum rack with the rest of your drums, or you can do what I did and drop a crash into the sampler. The next thing I did was added some claps. You can also do this the same way as the crashes. You can either add the claps to your drum rack, or you can use the sampler so that you can pitch your drums up and down across the keyboard or your pads. Now what we have here are some more percussion elements of the instrumental. I just added in another drum rack, dropped in some bongos that I like, and played what I wanted to play. Now as briefly mentioned in episode 1, what I do is I'll route each element of my drum racks or from battery to their own audio tracks, and then I'll mix each element the way I want it to sound. After I mix my drums, I mix the rest of my instrumental, and then it comes out sounding something like this. Thank you for checking out Beat Sessions presented by ProjectGenerationD.com. I'm your host, Nobody Famous. Be sure to check us out. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ProjectGenD.